All right, so we're gonna start off this video going over last week's total results. It's like some review, but you don't really need to read it since I did like a daily review each day recap. But yeah, I was basically like minus 3.8%. Though since I had a $1,000 day on Friday, it was probably more like 3.5 or 3% negative. And then yeah, pretty low win rate and everything. And yeah, um, and I lost the account on these days. So Friday was my only day on a new account. But yeah, all it took was 4 losing days to lose the account, and that's why I'm going to do this video talking about how I'm probably going to move away from futures prop firms for a while and go back to CFDs, right? So I tried to make a little table to explain it. So futures, let's say I'm risking 10% of the drawdown, like you would with a CFD prop firm. That'd be $200 per trade for a 50K. Where on CFD it would be 500 per trade because you get like double the drawdown. A 50K has $5,000 of drawdown, so 10% of that is 500. So you have 10 trades, so you blow it. So risking that drawdown, you have more than double the profits, and you have static drawdown. So I'll go over static drawdown later. But so for futures on a 50K, your profit target is $3,000. And let's say you're actually risking the correct amount with 10% for $200 per trade. Let's say you're taking just 2 hour trades for $400. You'd have to win 7.5 trades in a row to pass the challenge, right? That's not even counting losers or anything like that. That's like 7.5 at best, right? And then unfunded, you have to do that again because you need to make the buffer, but you can't take a payout once you get to buffer at 52,000. You have to probably get like 1,000 over that if you want to take like close to whatever the max payout is, or just $1,000 payout. So that means you need at least 15 wins in a row, or at best 10 if you like more so full port the evals with like 500 per risk, like I'm trying to do. So you can get past the eval in 3 trades, then you still need another 7.5. So that's 10.5 at best on futures. Whereas CFD, right, you have a 5K profit target, which it's a 1-to-1 regardless of the account size. So the drawdown and the profit target are the same, right? So with futures, it's like, oh, if you don't want to risk 200 per trade, you could just get a bigger account. But then now I have to make 9,000. So if it's 1-to-1, you think about like 10%. If I had 4,500 drawdown on CFD firm, I have to make 4,500 of profit. But since it's double here, it's like making 20% just on eval. And then you have to make another 10% when you're funded. So that's like making 30%, and then you can finally try to get a payout. Whereas here, you have to make 10%, which is 3 wins in a row. So we'll go over stat drawdown, but it's like three wins in a row, and then a 5% target. That's 2 wins in a row. So you only have to make 5 trades in a row and like 15%. And then after that, you can literally take 1 winning trade on the funded account because anything over the starting balance is you can get a payout. You don't need a buffer like futures. So it's really only like 6 wins in a row, right? As opposed to futures. So CFD is better. And then going over the static drawdown. So obviously you have double the drawdown, which is, right, it's like double the price, but you have double the drawdown and static, and you don't have to make double your drawdown. And just to explain static drawdown, so starting off on futures, you have 2K drawdown. Let's say you take a 2 hour trade and make $400. Now your drawdown moves up, so you have 2K drawdown still. Whereas on CFD, if you start off at 2K, though, obviously it's going to be more on 50K, but just for number's sake, if you make 400, now you have, it just stays in the same spot, so now you have 2.4K drawdown. And my risk strategy on CFD because of this would be, on my first trade, I'd go for a 1-to-2 with 1% risk. If that's 2R, then the next trade I'm risking 2%. Right, so it'd be like this. So 1-to-2 is 2R. So then the next trade I do 2%, and for 2R again, that'd be 4R. So plus 4, that's 6%, then plus 4 again, that's 10%, which is passing the first phase. So, right, let's say after this 400, now I double my risk, and then the next trade loses. Now I still have 2K drawdown, so that's fine. I'm basically where I started off, and I can downsize back to 1% risk. Whereas on futures, if you try that and you lose 400, now you have 1.6K drawdown, and there's less room for error. So probably not the cleanest explanation, but you should already kind of know how static drawdown works. And if you don't, this is a decent graphic, right? Basically, it just stays in the same spot, whereas it trails you on futures, and if you go up, it trails with you. And if it comes down, you just have way less room for to make mistakes. And I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. So yeah, so it's double the price pretty much. Like I think I just got one for $230, whereas like my eval right now is 100. But because of the static drawdown, you basically have like you basically keep the account for like twice as long, if not longer, like 2 to 5 times longer because of the static drawdown. So it's like worth it to me. Whereas on futures, you have to like, I keep it for like way less amount of times and probably have to restart and buy more. So this is definitely worth it for me. And right, like I said, last week was only like a -3% week. So like a static drawdown account could easily handle that, especially because 2 weeks before that I got 10R in 2 weeks. So I'd either be, if it was a new account, I might just be down. If it was if last week counted, I'd still be up on the account overall. Like I could definitely the CFDs can like handle my drawdown periods because they're not like super big. Like that was like a really bad week, like -3%. That's like more than most of my drawdown weeks ever are. Like the last one I had was like, yeah, like barely, not even 1%. What was the one? Yeah, like this was still like 0.23. This could have been, I think I messed up someday, so it would have been more. But yeah, it's like whenever I'm like have a bad week, it's like barely under break even. So, but I still like get punched on futures because of the trailing drawdown. So it just punishes me. So I'm gonna move to CFDs. I'm still gonna try on my current futures one, but I do have a CFD, and that's gonna be my main thing from now on because it's way more realistic to get a payout. And since you can just take one win after getting the funded account, you can take one win, then just sit on it until the payout if you really want to guarantee the money. Also to mention, just because of like the rules on futures, I was actually considering like, what if I had a live account? Because obviously you can't lose the account without losing all the money. So like if I had a live futures account, then that'd be like the same thing. But obviously it's like a big upfront investment, so the closest thing you can get to that is a CFD. But going into the charts, I don't think I really have anything perfectly laid out, but on the daily, let's just play it for it, I guess. And just to start off the day, we open up into a daily fair value gap, right? And coming into the open, this is what I was looking at. So as usual, YM is way down here, and NQ is up here. So NQ, I'm not really sure what I want. I actually wanted to short because there was like some kind of, I don't know, I don't even remember where it was. It was like a 2-stage SMT. So I wanted NQ to short down to this range low, but that never actually ended up happening. So what happened was this, right? The open, as usual, just pumps. So NQ hits the range high. Same thing on ES. We take previous day high. YM came up, and we actually filled this new week opening gap pretty much to the tick. So this is where the fill would be at. Just for counting last week's close, it went above that by 1 point, and it left a PSP. Right, so technically that's we don't have a fair value gap, but we have an advanced premium discount again with this new week opening gap and a PSP. So I take that because we just have these equal lows. It's not really a convincing expansion up. All right, still just choppy candles as usual. So I look for the short. And yeah. Get triggered in here, and it basically instantly V-shapes me. Right, going to the journal. What was wrong with this trade? All right, so here we have this advanced premium discount, opening gap fill, PSP, and the loss. And what was wrong with this? There's like several things which definitely makes it avoidable. So first of all, we traded into a daily gap. So like fading that is already kind of low probable. Like obviously, you know, like a can of resweep, but like you can't really force that. Also, RTY was not aligned with this at all. So if you look at Friday's trade, at least, let's see, where did it happen at? NFP was, it's basically like this, right? So YM and RTY were the same pretty much on Friday, right? But here, look where RTY is. All right, RTY is actually at the previous day high. So it's like super off. YM is the only one that is really down in the range like that. So if you're gonna short, you at least need RTY to get agree. Otherwise, if YM's only one, you can't really trust it, which was my mistake. And then, is that all? I think that's all pretty much. Fading a daily gap like an idiot. It's an all-time high market. And then yeah, RTY, like we had a nice advanced premium discount on Friday with like the previous day high or whatever, but we at least had RTY, but this time it's only YM, so you can't take that. So that's just a stupid loss. And then my next trade is a break even. So this is a lot better trade. Right, so now I just want YM to catch up to this previous day high. And that's because we had, did I get it this late? Okay. Oh, this is so yeah, we have a 90-minute, I guess. This move down, that's a 90-minute sequential SMT. Obviously not in favor of YM, but keep watching. All right, as you can see, YM sweeps out this 730 low. And Q, it is left intact while it's going higher on all of them. And what I saw was basically this. All right, look at this pump. And then on NQ, it's a big ass bearish candle. So it's a strength switch, but also just how the market's being decoupled, which is just BS really. Like, I don't know why it's like this, but that's a strength switch, obviously. And you can see on the 5-minute, right, it's a massive CSD. All right, like this one was stuff like these opposing candles are not good at all, which is basically what I took. I took like the opposing candles from here, but these are like actual ones. These are much bulkier. This is makes for value gaps. These are kind of wiki. So this is definitely what I want. So I just had a limit at the CFZ, stop loss around the body, and TP at previous day high. And yeah, comes down pretty fast, which I don't like, but I'm just willing to accept it. Just kind of checking around. And it was just crazy in the middle of the trade. I don't want to skip forward too fast, but this video is like 2 hours long, so here I'm just journaling. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So on the 15-minute, right, we have this 90-minute sequential. This is a strength switch with CSD, but also, right, this is the initial advanced premium discount with this high, and it failed, and now it's going low above it. So if it's not going to go lower, it's going to go higher. So it's probably going to break this SMT up here. And I don't think it was NQ really, but ES was failing to manipulate this high. There was eventually it did NQ to like CSD back over, you'll see. But yeah, I'm just waiting in this trade. Once we get up here, close to this CSD, I just move my stop here because like, why would we ever come back down here? This is a pretty big retracement if I'm being honest. Like, it just looks pretty big, so this low should be protected. So I just move my stop loss here, and yep. Let's see, I just strength switch, and yeah, this time I'm not sure if I really show it clearly, but oh wait, okay, yeah, right here, like NQ just is fucking sending, and this is like the range low right here, like the hourly like range I marked. And this is the range low that is like coming right close to. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And yeah, I think it's not really dragging YM. That's the thing. It's like it's decoupled. So like YM's going up and NQ's dumping. So it's just like really confusing to me. We failed the CSD, so I'm like, all right, we'll probably just make a failure swing CSD out of one of these gaps because there was 2 here, but we just came down into this one. Was there a strength switch yet? Yeah, I was like ready to get out of YM break even and then slap at NQ short, but NQ just fucking V-shaped off of that for no reason. But you'll see. So this is basically the strength switch. I think I have a picture of it actually. So this is what it ended up looking like mid-trade. It's so let's see. First, I'll pull up 2 charts. All right. So first of all, YM is taking out this 90-minute low, which is going to say it's 7 o'clock. Wait, or it's technically this one's 8 o'clock low, but it's just, I just use this one because it's the 90-minute, but you could say it's this one. And then this next candle, right, NQ is taking this one out while YM is leaving it. So that's that roof shape pattern, but what sucked is because we had a strength switch PSP, right, so this is clearly NQ failing to manipulate, but Now this hourly candle is closing bullish, and it's looking like it's going to head for these highs, where YM should be the more bullish one, right? We left the failure swing and everything, and then just had that massive CSD, but it closed a bearish 1 hour candle. Yeah, we just jerked for a while. We basically failed the CSD like almost every time. Like you're just wicking past it, and yeah, I mean, eventually we do here. We go up a little bit, but doesn't do anything. NQ already retook this like high that it made during the open. So there's SMT. The strength switch is complete. I don't know what's going to happen. And then so we have 30 minutes until this 90-minute candle closes, and we have a gap on RTY. So I just go break even, right? Because we also had like a 1 hour 2-stage PSP, which doesn't really matter. Like it's pretty close proximity, and like the signatures aren't really that good out of it. But yeah, it did end up playing out, and yeah, sent back down, take me out, break even. This was also a 4 hour low. So this is the 1 hour lows, but you can also look at it like this, where this is it's a 6 o'clock low. Let's delete these so let's see. NQ taking out this. Oh my god, it's a 2-stage on the 4 hour too, bro. I don't get it. Yeah, so let's see. It's a 6 o'clock low on YM. The candle. It's a bearish candle, so it's a 2-stage PSP. All in YM's favor, right? YM is a bullish candle, and we leave the low. But YM just like has no follow through, even though it had a strength switch to be the strongest asset. So it's just unfortunate. And yeah, it comes back to take me out break even. And yeah, it's already like 12 o'clock, so I'm ready to get off. But yeah, there was SMT fill at first, but I was like, all right, I'm off. Nothing happened out of it. So I closed trading view, and then my friend, it's not his fault, but he's like, RTY is gonna go as soon as you leave. So I just opened it back up, and yeah, I just started geeking. So we had this SMT with YM with a 90-minute low, but we weren't respecting it. We were just like consolidating. Then we started to kind of expand back, and we had a strength switch where on YM that was a 15-minute gap. I don't want to take all of them off, but this is the wrong asset too. All right, so the 90-minute is from what 10:30 to 12 o'clock. So this is the lowest low. We have this SMT fill at 12, and then at the time YM came into this gap while R2Y was not going above the high. So to me, it looked like we're not restricting the SMT, and it's a strength switch. So I thought I was going to break SMT, and yeah, I just got in here, and it fucking V-shaped me, of course. And it's funny because it actually did play out. You can see it did break the SMT, just wanted to go higher first. So this was like a half-hour loss. I think it was like $250 after fees. And then, all right, when I got stopped out, I just looked at YM, and I didn't even see this like part at first. But yeah, we have a 90-minute sequential, then we have a strength switch because this low did not get taken out on YM, but it did on R2Y. So yeah, we have this nice 5-minute CSD with a gap. I first got in the gap, I just got out break even, and then set my limit here because I want the high risk reward. But then I think some news thing came out and it just spiked me out. Suit me. Yeah, like this is my trade, this is my entry. It just like spiked me out real quick and then came up. And then my original entry from this CSD, my stop loss was, all right, so I moved my stop to here, and everybody got stopped out. So if I held the first trade, it actually would have gone to like at least a partial. But I actually don't regret that break even at all because at this point, it's just consolidating. This is the range low. Like this could definitely get manipulated out, and the stop loss here was not protected. So I'm not actually upset at all that I went break even there, even though it was like a little bit early before like we CSD'd over here or went like 2R. So I'll take that every time. It's just I'm disappointed that I traded after, and so yeah, I basically hit my max daily loss limit of 1,000 on the futures account. So O of 3 minus 2%, and on the new CFD account, which is I'm using funding pips. I don't know. So the score starts at 4. It went down a little bit from today. You can see my balance. I lost like 780. That's like a small win, so it's like 25% win rate. But yeah, it's like 780 for today. My first time on the account. And yeah, all YMs. There's the ticker on the CFD DJ for Dow Jones 30. Yeah, I took like a small win when I got out of that I got it like up here and like got out, then set the limit. So it was a small win there, but yeah, not a good day because I could have just been 1L, which I mean the loss was like fine. It was avoidable, but it wasn't that bad. Like I followed my rules. We had the advanced premium discount sequence and everything. It looked pretty good. Though I guess I don't think was 90-minute even aligned. It might be too late to even look now, but I'm not sure if the 90-minute or the 4 hours aligned, so I probably could have waited till 10 and avoided it, but yeah, it wasn't the worst loss ever. But yeah, I mean, the video is probably already long because I was talking about the CFD versus futures prop firms, but yeah, that's the day. I was also had a dilemma if I wanted to keep on trading like indices on the CFD prop, because obviously I have access to all these different Forex pairs, and so far I'm pretty much like either break even or I'm profitable on indices. Like I'm basically bleeding money right now. And I was thinking that I could trade Forex because I did backtest it, and today, like, it's weird. Like, they all had this exact same move. Like, whether it was Euro USD or GBP, JPY, even like the exotics, they all had like this 9 o'clock CSD, and you could like ride that to like 2R or the previous day high or low, depending on like what pair you're trading. This one like barely got 2R. GU went farther, but yeah. Which I mean, it's better than I got on indices. Like, there's no fake outs, there's no decoupling, but since I'm like only slightly unprofitable on indices, like in terms of my weekly P&L, I'm just going to believe in myself and not try to juggle 2 different asset classes. But yeah, it's definitely something I could do, Forex, except for if I miss this initial trade, I'd be cooked. Like there's nothing else after that on any of them. But yeah, so I'll probably stick with indices and not Forex. Forex in the future maybe, but right now I just want to stay with indices, especially. Like I spent all the time learning it, and I'm literally getting the moves right? Like today, I called YM, like I took the trade. This stayed intact, and it ran like 2 hours, so I could have got a partial, but it's just like, at this point, it's just like, I'm stuck trading YM because NQ and ES are like so overextended, and there's nowhere to put a stop loss at. So I'm stuck trading YM, which literally gave the strength switch to be the asset to catch up, but it just like didn't follow through afterwards, so it just is what it is. I'm getting the moves right here. I got it right. It would have been like probably another, let's see, yeah, like another 4-hour trade, just like Friday. On Friday, I got the direction right. It was just like a 6-hour trade to deliver. So I'm getting the moves right, and I'm trading what I can trade because I can't trade NQ or ES. So trading YM is good. Though maybe I did fumble because on ES we had this nice SMT fill right in. I probably wouldn't take it though, to be honest. Like, yeah, I wouldn't take it. Like we had the SMT fill here because YM didn't take it out, and we did like, oh shit, and we did CSD out of it, but I'm never taking this because we're at all-time highs and high day. Like this is kind of a gamble. Like you could take it to here, which maybe I just should have, because like you just buy anything and it works, but I don't know, man. I'm trying not to like buy high of the day like that, which I mean, even my friends and mentors aren't doing that either, so it's like I didn't really miss out, but it's like those low probable sequences are working out lately. And it's like literally just consolidation and expansion just over and over again. But yeah, tough day. Could have been a 1-hour day, which would be fine, but maybe had a little bit of tilt. And yeah, now I have $1,000 left to draw down on this Tradeify eval, which I'm not giving up. I do want to pass it. I do want to try to get a payout on it, but if I don't, like I said, I'm just doing CFDs from now on. And I did talk with AI, and it said to just probably stay with indices, but I could still consider Forex in the future because it is pretty clean. And I know how to pair currencies together. Like I'm not always going to trade like EU and GU. I know like how to pair exotics and everything like that from the MMXM Traders first course. But yeah, I'm going to try to stick with indices since I am like getting the direction right and everything for the most part. Even if I take like a loss before, I just need to stay on it. Tomorrow we have CPI and we have like 8:30 drivers on Wednesday and Thursday too, so hopefully I can catch like some positional entries and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, it's just been tough lately, but just got to keep on trading. Like I almost want to take a break, but that's probably more because of the results. And like I said, I'm not working, so the break is like me doing nothing all day. I'm not gonna like DoorDash for a week straight. I hate DoorDashing, so just gotta stick with it. Disappointing day. I didn't crash out, but I still didn't need to take -2R. I could have just been -1. So just a bigger hole for me to dig myself out of. I hope the futures versus CFD thing made sense. Otherwise, you can probably just look up a YouTube video, but that's definitely what I'm going to do. I think it's much better value. Though it's just be careful which one you go with. So right now I'm doing funding, I think it's funded pips. I wanted to do Goat Trader funded because they're like way cheaper and like they're pretty much the same rules, if not better. But like their company is based in Hong Kong and they wouldn't like accept my credit card or like the coupon codes. And I think they were doing the credit card thing on purpose because they wanted me to use crypto, so I couldn't like ask for a chargeback. And like I've seen people on Reddit say like they don't pay out and stuff like that. So it's just a little bit iffy, even though like they're highly rated. So just be careful who you do go with if you do use CFD firms. If you're not in the United States, you have way more options. But if you are in the US, you got to be careful because there are some good ones. But yeah, but that's my reasoning why. Probably a super long video because of the CFD talk. But yeah, we'll see what we have tomorrow. Gonna stick with indices, like I said. I'm gonna try not to like look at these beforehand. And yeah, I'll just try to keep on believing in myself, and hopefully CPI can give us something clean. Otherwise, I don't know. Might have another rough week, but at least to see it, while I might blow the Tradeify, the CFD should be able to handle the rough week. Like I should still have it by the end of the week, and by the end of the month, really, if not like having it passed. So. It's also hard to tilt on CFD. It's also hard for me to tilt on CFD for some reason. I feel like futures is just way easier to go on tilt and like take random trades. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck trading.